Cereal, America's favorite food. Behind burgers, pizza, hot dogs, sub sandwiches, tacos, french fries, okay, all food is America's favorite. Everyone eats cereal. Some like the fruity kinds like Trix, Fruit Loops, and Fruity Pebbles. Some like the plain ones like Cheerios, Rice Krispies, and Corn Flakes. Some people hate themselves and eat Rice Chex, Bran, and Fiber One. Then there are others that like the taste of a field in their mouth, i.e. shredded wheat. Some like to eat candy for breakfast, Jolly Ranchers, Kisses, Sour Patch Kids. Some want cookies, Cookie Crisp, Oreo O's. What about chocolate? Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Pebbles, Count Chocula, and KRAVE. Chocolatey inside, crunchy outside. A familiar type of food like Gushers. Hard shell, gooey inside. Chocolate-covered cordial cherries. Ticks, mozzarella sticks. The cereal itself is fine, your pretty average artificial breakfast diabetes inducer, but their taste is not what I'm going to talk about. Their behavior is what needs to be discussed. The sentient KRAVE squares are given the name chocovores, implying they only consume cocoa products. Initially, I thought this was pretty strange because all of their insides, I'm guessing 50%, is chocolate. So I first thought it's some tangential form of cannibalism, but humans are 60% water, so it's probably okay. They inhabit both their box and this endless white void. I don't understand why so many commercials only take place in a liminal void. Void, 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 void. Existing in absolutely nothing. There are two species in the white void. First, the KRAVE chocovores. The KRAVE spend most of their time in the cereal box. There could be a whole civilization in there, we're never shown it. It's delivered in a top secret wooden crate before the invasive KRAVE species bursts out of it. A secondary species, the bottom of the food chain, as far as we can see. Is it really a chain if there's two links? The species are just plain chocolate chunks, appearing as if they broke off from a larger chocolate bar. The chocolate have a normal society, as normal as you can have in nothingness. They congregate, party together, enjoy the normal pleasures of life, massages, dates, so on, and the KRAVE chocovores use every aspect of their innocent lives to their fullest advantage. Deceit and trickery, disguising themselves as babies, abusing the chocolate's caring nature for the young, only to be eaten, luring the chocolate into their death. The chocolates are so caring that even when the KRAVE fail to eat them, they willingly give themselves up and feed the chocovores. It doesn't matter to the KRAVE if the chocolate chunks are family men or the ones ogling that lecherous behavior. The KRAVEs are willing to strip and pole dance for their food. I have a hard time believing the chocolate chunks are actually tricked by this. They surely must know that is a KRAVE dancing, so evidently there is some cross-species attraction. Although chocolate is believed to be an aphrodisiac, there isn't much proof to support it, but something awakens in these chocolate chunks when they get aroused, whether it be while the KRAVE dances or this little DJ sesh where they slow dance. When they start behaving like a Little Caesars pizza, getting hot and ready for their action, their literal body temperatures rise, and they melt, leaving liquid for the KRAVE to slurp up. The KRAVE have other methods much more elaborate than luring, like skydiving. First, how'd they get a plane and how'd they master this skill? Also, one must be piloting. Okay, focusing on the wrong things here. Why lure the chocolate on the plane just to eat it midair? I feel like we could have skipped a few steps. Maybe it's a tenderizing thing, like maybe the velocity does something to the taste or texture. They do a similar thing with a bungee jump and a race car, hiring the chocolate as those wheel changer guys, only to eat them. Why go through the rigmarole? I mean, they hired these guys. They probably got a 401k set up or something. Struggle and struggle, all just part of a plan to be eaten and die. I wonder how much of this is a game for the KRAVE. They built an entire roller coaster. I don't know how they did that in the White Void, unless KRAVE God placed it there. KRAVE God does exist. We will get to the KRAVE religion section in a minute. The chocolates do have their own civilization in this White Void, with normal things like an ocean of caramel-colored liquid. Don't know what that is. Uni Choco, a college. On the outside of it, there's a football field, and even further is a volcano. Various academic buildings are shown for the chocolate, but we're just gonna say it's all one big place. Sports, classrooms, there's a choco bus to take the students home. Nothing really that weird. I'm guessing this large chocolate piece immortalized in statue form is the founder of this school. There's definitely some untold history here. It could also be a chocolate leader. However, I believe that position is saved for these three guys: a chocolate bunny, a chocolate chicken, and a chocolate fish. The only reason I'm guessing they're the leaders is because they're bigger. That is no issue for the KRAVE because they do eat them. The chocolate chicken can produce more chocolate, and that's how I'm choosing to believe the chocolate species keeps going, because the other chocolates can never make it past the arousal part. They always melt. In one of the classrooms, there are desks, and behind them, a bookcase. This bookcase is the strangest thing out of these commercials. Strip dancing cereal, constantly eating each other, does not top this. Of these books, you can make out two of them. Both of the books are real books. The one that's much harder to see is mathematical linguistics. Well, what is that? I don't know, I make YouTube videos. But when you do some Googling, this stuff appears. appears, called a parse tree, and this appears called Zipf's law, the semantic network, modal logic, phonological rule. I comprehend these graphs perfectly, as I assume most of you watching do as well. So the very few of you that don't understand what this stuff is, it's basically using math to understand hidden rules of language. What could be the reason for the chocolate? Keep in mind, in an endless void, why would they be utilizing that? Is this an insanely elaborate plan to rid the void of KRAVE? Speaking of getting rid of, the other book, much more plainly shown, Get Out of Our House, Revolution. I'm just going to read you the synopsis. Get Out of Our House is the plan for Americans to evict all 435 politicians from the United States House of Representatives, replacing them with patriots just like you. The system is designed to bypass partisanship, sever ties with special interest money, replace career politicians, and hold elected officials accountable. So this is a book detailing how America's two-party system is broken and how to fix it. What are the chocolate doing? It wasn't evident on the surface that they have branches of government, let alone a government, period. Is the KRAVE the ruling body, and this is the chocolate's guide to overthrow them? You could sit and theorize for hours what this really means, what kind of allegory they're trying to portray, what kind of subliminal message they're trying to tell. It's going to do no use, because this is a cereal commercial. It's possible there are multiple factions of KRAVE chocovores, perhaps forming an oligarchy over the chocolate proletariat. There are the regular KRAVE, chocolate KRAVE, who don't chew, they can just disintegrate the chocolate. It appears the fully chocolate ones are too dangerous, hence the need to chain them up and put them in a cell. There's a white chocolate species, a swirl species, and a few others. Now my next big question, KRAVE anatomy. The chocolates melt and have nothing inside them, yet something in their body structure can allow themselves to melt. The KRAVEs likely have nothing inside them either, which raises the question, why do they even need the sustenance anyway? I cannot answer that, but they must need it, because if they don't, they have to get chocolate infusions. Ignoring that major factor, how do their bodies work? They have the need to eat, but no eyes to see the prey, no ears to hear it, no noses to smell it, no arms to touch it, no tongues to taste it. KRAVE are Helen Keller to the 5th power. I believe they do have taste though, as I think it plays some sort of role in their insatiable chocolate desire. They may not have hands, phalanges, or tendrils, but they somehow have the power to hold objects. One object in specific, a piece of chalk. Armless hands like Rayman is something I can get behind, but just floating objects where a hand should be, I don't get. Either the KRAVE are telepathic, or this is an otherworldly piece of chalk. The only known way KRAVE reproduce is that of a zombie. If the chocolate are lucky enough to not be fully consumed, the bite will quickly give them a crunchy shell, turning them into a KRAVE. The other instance isn't reproduction, but creation. They created the swirl species, a la Frankenstein's creation. The KRAVE are a species of undead, brainless squares with a vacuum appetite. A subspecies of KRAVE-like creatures begins to develop, I can only assume through KRAVE experimentation, or perhaps a creation from the chocolate. They're just called faux KRAVE, an inferior square with a limp shell, somewhat like a chocolate pizza roll. This failure leads to a whole smear campaign from the KRAVE, warning against them and how they're a second-class species. Finally, religion. When both KRAVE and chocolates die, their souls carry on into this same eating cycle. Chocolates become angels, and the KRAVE become angels with black wings. I don't know, archangels maybe? This is KRAVE God. Well, not him, but an all-seeing statue of him. KRAVE God has eyes. His shrine has a moat of chocolate within it. Clearly they honor him, otherwise this liquid chocolate would have been sucked up already. This god must also demand sacrifice, or the KRAVE just did it on their own volition. They dump a fellow KRAVE in the liquid chocolate, covering him, and then eat him. This could also be a potential origin for the chocolate KRAVE species. Their ceremonies are interrupted one day when the sky opens up, revealing a whole world above them. This isn't actually a void. This is the basement of a jungle. A man named Pitfall Harry from the Atari game Pitfall lassos onto the KRAVE God statue, hoisting him up, presumably for its value. He then accidentally breaks the statue, and the KRAVE finally leave their void home, rising up to the jungle. What a twist! Pitfall Harry now traverses the KRAVE through the jungle, which oddly has stone KRAVE statues. And he traverses the white void, where we see KRAVE ziggurats and other white buildings the KRAVE inhabit. I don't know if Pitfall Harry conquers the KRAVE, but let's be honest, they kill Pitfall Harry and wear his entrails like a necklace. And so they did a video game collab, and then the commercials kinda just fizzled out, and that's basically it. So to recap, KRAVE are zombies who create their own subspecies through heretic means and will eventually cause their food source and secondary species to go extinct, likely in the name of their god. Oh yeah, these advertise cereal.